Okay, folks, we've got to rewind that a little bit. They did ruin the Hexblade, but now they're reworking it in the latest Unearthed Arcana subclasses. In case you didn't know, I did a video breaking down the Hexblade Warlock from the horror subclasses and compared it to the 2024 version that I made over in the DMs Guild and the 2014 version. And now I'm here to compare the new UA to the old one. But if you want to see the video, check out the card right here. Before we dive into it, introductions! Hey folks, my name is VJ Harris. My pronouns are they, them, he, him, and something funny. I'm a full-time tabletop role-playing designer and professional game master. You might recognize my name from things such as MCDM Productions, Arcadia, Flea Mortals, or An Elf and Orc Cat Little Baby, volumes 1 through 4. Okay, introduction done. Let's get back to it. Let's go through each of the changes step by step. Hexblade Flavor Text. It's identical save for Forge a Pact with a Curse Blade. Warlock spells. They removed Bestow Curse and Magic Weapon and added Dispel Magic. I don't think removing Bestow Curse was a great idea because Hexblade is all about curses, and it's one of the 2 spells that can be used in part of the new Hexblade Curses feature. Level 3, Hexblade Curse versus Hexblade Manifest. It's not centered around Hex anymore, thank God, and it goes back to the text of the Hexblade's Curse from 2014. This one does allow the ability to be used in conjunction with any spell that bestows a curse, Bestow Curse, and Hex, giving it the duration of the spell, which is cool but functionally useless save for very specific circumstances because you can't move the Hexblade's Curse around. Hungering Hex, which you gain 1d8 plus your charisma modifier when your cursed target dies, was moved from the 6th level ability Lifestealer from the previous version, and a Cursed Shield. When you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, you gain a +2 bonus to AC while you are within 10 feet of the target's cursed by your Hexblade's Curse. It's completely new and replaces Draining Slash, Harrowing Blade, and Stymieing Mark. The Accursed Shield seems completely useless because, 1, why wouldn't the Hexblade Warlock be wearing armor? At least any armor, unless they've got a really high dex to make up for not even wearing light armor that allows you to add all of your dex. There's no reason for them not to be wearing armor in the first place, rendering this useless. Also, Warlocks don't get shield proficiencies. The Hexblade Warlock used to get proficiencies with the medium armor, shields, and martial weapons in 2014, but that didn't translate over to 2024, so that section is irrelevant unless someone is multi-classing in or out of the Warlock, which is an optional rule. Or they're given a magic shield that doesn't require someone to have proficiency in the item to use it. Level 3, Unyielding Will. Previously, there was only 1 3rd level ability. Now there's 2, following in the footsteps of the Great Old One patron. When you succeed on a saving throw to maintain concentration, each creature of your choice in a 10-foot emanation originating from you takes 2d6 necrotic damage. Once you use this benefit, you can't do so again until the start of your next turn. In addition, when you fail a saving throw to maintain concentration, you can choose to succeed instead, and you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d10 plus your Warlock level. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. I don't have any complaints with this. I think it's pretty solid. It's a good way to deal some damage once per turn and a good secondary effect that you can use once per day. Level 6, Malign, Brutality versus Lifestealer. Okay, so I can't really compare these the way I could compare the Hexblade's Curse and the Hexblade's Manifest because it's so completely different. But we can compare their strengths. Malign Brutality. Your patron's might furthers your blood thirst, granting you the following benefits. Harrowing Hex. After you cast a level 1 or higher spell that has a casting time of an action, you can make 1 attack with a weapon as a bonus action. Hindering Curse. When you hit the target cursed by your Hexblade's Curse with an attack roll, the target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. Inescapable Hex. When the target of your Hexblade's Curse ends its turn 30 feet or further from you, you can move up to your speed straight toward the target. Lifestealer. Your patron's might allows you to drain vitality from those you curse, granting you the following benefits. Hungering Hex. When the target cursed by your Hexblade's Curse drops to 0 hit points, you regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus your charisma modifier. Inevitable Blade. Once per turn, if you make an attack roll against the target cursed by your Hex and you miss, you can deal necrotic damage to the creature equal to your charisma modifier, minimum 1 necrotic damage. Undoubtedly, Malign Brutality is the better of the 2. I like that one of the abilities has nothing to do with your actual Hexblade's Curse, and the other 2 being tied to that makes sense. The additional movement I think is particularly useful since for some more melee-focused subclasses and classes, placement in a fight can be pretty important. Level 10, Armor of Hexes. These 2 are pretty much much the same thing with a little tweak to the language. Instead of reducing damage from your Hexblade's curse target by 2d8 plus your charisma modifier, you instead reduce damage taken by your Warlock level. At lower levels, the 2d8 plus your charisma modifier reduces more damage consistently, with the assumption you've got a decent charisma, so plus 2 to 3. But as you get higher level, the revised version reduces more. On top of that, it doesn't have a limit. You can just use a reaction over and over to reduce incoming damage. Level 14, Masterful Hex. A curse critical is still the same. Critical hit range increases by 1, so 19 to 20. The revised version has Explosive Hex, which allows you to explode with sinister energy in a 30-foot emanation, dealing 3d6 necrotic damage or radiant damage or psychic damage when you deal damage to your Hexblade's cursed creature. Unlike Infectious Hex, which it appears to replace, you can only use it once per long rest unless you want to use your pack magic stock to restore it. Hex Restoration allows you to regain one use of your Hexblade's curse when you finish a short rest, or use your magical cunning feature from the base class. I do think this is better than the Resilient Hex, which stopped you from losing concentration on Hex, which is obviously irrelevant in this version, but just power-wise. Overall, this is a drastic improvement from the first version. I'm still not happy about the first level ability from the 2014 expanded crit range being in the 14th level ability, but it could be worse, and it was previously. I think there still needs to be some tweaking, but good job, Wizards of the Coast. But of course, I do gotta say, I think I did the Hexblade better in Subclasses Revivified, so go check that out. Anyway, thanks for being here. Peace out.